Hi, welcome to my tube take 2. I am Margie, I'm Heyoka Empath, and I just like having these little conversations on the way I feel about things. I just X the whole other feed and started over brand new. I tell you what, do they drug test at these big corporations for things like Adderall? Because I think people's levels are too high, man. The way they're updating these things. It's like, if things work, if your message gets out, consider yourself lucky, man. It's just all divine, man. If your stuff works, it works. It's a heavy flow energy day. I had to dip into the 3D Earth for a little while this morning to get a climate, and everybody's just wherever they usually are at a heightened state. You got to really pick your room, man. Got to pick your room. People are just not playing right now. There's so much anxiety. I had a pretty relatively good day. I met everything as it came without trying to create an outcome. Well, they're probably not going to help me. All that stuff. No, just take the next right action. Do the next right thing. And well, I had been dealing with this. My stuff is not big by comparison of what I see other people dealing with in the world right now. My stuff is just, it's uncomfortable for me, but my stuff is not like, other people, it's thank God they're alive right now. Michael, Peace Dealer, thank God you're alive. Brandy, went to high school with her, thank God she's alive. And the bottom line, the same common denominator between both of their storylines of what I see as a good congruence is that people aren't valuing life. They don't care about life. They don't care about life. So what's with all the hubbub about, people getting sick? Because you didn't care about life, and now they're seeing about how precious and valuable life is. See, Mom taught me that my whole entire life, Marge. She always tried to instill the precedence and how lucky we are just to wake up every day, just to open our eyes. And because not everybody gets to grow old. I got bit by a mosquito, confounded, it got me. Karmic retribution. So I'm allergic, so it's gonna bug me for days. Big old welt every time, and then I get lots of them, and then whenever I wake up, from a meditate state or freaking in the morning when my soul comes back into my spirit comes back into my soul sack, my body, I reanimate. That's why some people just like, you can't wake them up. Don't wake them up because you don't know, what they're doing when you're waking them up, and they might take it out on you. So, you don't know what demons they're fighting in their sleep, so they might just wake up and mistake your face for a demon, retaliate, sleep regression, post-traumatic stress. I've seen it my whole life. So heavy flow energies. I did have a couple of people aren't valuing life. Yeah. And you gotta take extra precautions if you're gonna be on the water, where, do all the things that you gotta do. Wear your seatbelt, or not on the water, but in the cars, like wear your seatbelt and stuff, and service and maintenance your car too. Make sure you got enough brake fluid and oil and all that stuff. Have it serviced. Make sure it's running optimally. So you have enough brake fluid in your reservoir so that when a freaking drunk driver is coming at you, you can dodge them. Thank God they're alive. Because you don't know everybody's charts, and people are learning lessons, and they're getting their karma right now, and they're supposed to, pay attention, teacher's talking, they're supposed to pay attention and be cautious. I know, I drive like a grandma now. Yeah, I used to make fun of my grandpa. In the first part of my life, I did speedy, like an Aries sun, and now I'm just chilling in my Pisces sun, Vedic style. So, I had a pretty good realization today about how the story is playing out in everybody's psyche, about how they're realizing that they have congruence of it's supposed to be a balance of masculine and feminine energy. And sometimes You know, in each individual, I don't care what gender, sex, I don't care what you identify with, I don't care about any of that. This is a human being thing. It doesn't matter about the color of your skin. That's the cool thing about spirit. It doesn't matter about any of that ego stuff that people like to use as tools of division, of deviation, ego, you know, to separate. No, I'm about spirit to include. So, you know, if you're for that separation stuff, just kick on up down the road, you know, kick rocks. Your vibe ain't welcome here. This ain't your same freak tribe, man. Go make your money. Go make your mark, you know. So, I came to the realization, I'm like, holy cow. The USA's doing what every human being is doing. See, because USA is a Cancer, feminine energy. Cancer is a feminine energy. Cancer represents home, comfort, security, you know, all mother, love, right? Right? You see, then that was the idea, the spirit and the heart space of what she incarnated. Well, what she incarnated from taking from Turtle Island, but we won't go there today. Just for today, we'll keep it a little more current. So then the powers structure started. The swinging wieners started taking control and said, you know, their idea and their, you know, and they started thinking about when they were little kids and they felt powerless and now they're in positions of control, right? So then they created this whole paradigm, this whole structure, Uncle Sam. Go look, go, Gad, Google yourself, go duck go, whatever you want to use. Just look at old posters of Uncle Sam and all of the symbology, just rage, dominance, power, control, swinging wieners, just might is right, all that stuff, all that imposed egotistical patriarchy, right? So that's the masculine side, that's the ego side of this nation, and then you have Cancer, the spirit side, and now it's coming into balance. I said it. It's coming into balance. Seeing people like me, I've come into balance. I had to do it in the hard way because I denied the masculine in me. I denied, and then there were times I denied the feminine in me. I just denied parts of me because I didn't like them in other people. But I was looking at the wrong parts. I was supposed to be looking at the parts that I did like in people, not the stuff that, when you look at the stuff that you don't like, that's all ego stuff. That outward stuff that doesn't matter. It's just all smoke, mirrors, fluff. It has nothing to do with where your heart space sits. See what happens, and then what we're seeing in a large scale is ego fragmentation of what happens when the ego is allowed to, its self-will is allowed to run riot. And we're seeing it in a grand way, and we're seeing it in the politicians that have made themselves controllers for 30, 25, 30 years. There's supposed to be a rotation of service for a reason, so that ideas don't get stagnant, and so we don't have to live ways like from the people. I put a Facebook post earlier today. I'm like, I bet all these people that are Rona scared are the same ones that freaked out when they were in like elementary school and the teacher said, you better be good or this is gonna end up on your permanent record. Oh no, my permanent record. Where do they store all the permanent records? And how come I don't get paid for keeping track of all the good shit I done? Because I done way more good stuff than I've done bad. But I don't get paid for that, right? The bureaucrats don't get paid for that. So what's happened is the feminine, the Cancer, as I see it, as the heart space of the mother, is calling the soldier home. The ego masculine, as the story of Chiron goes. This is my story too. It's everybody's story. They just have to look at their stats to figure it out. It's all so beautiful. It's the same storyline gets played out for however many people are on this earth, because we're all just a different shadow spectrum perspective of consciousness, of source. We're just like a disco ball, right? And we're all just a little reflection of who we show up and who, and then how we show up in the world is how the world receives us. So when you go out in the world like I did today, and I just, I was, things worked out. I didn't have to get mad. Everybody was happy and ended with a smile on their face and stuff like that. And I had to make an amends, and I was just like, hey, I didn't read the room, I didn't and that was good practice too. So all in all, it's a win. So that's how people show up in balance, when they're congruent in their masculine and their feminine energy. And I've been the person that has shown up in too much in my swinging in my masculinity, or dipping in my feminine. Too much femininity is toxic too. It's just low is ego and spirit. That's all I see is ego or spirit. Am I coming from place in ego or spirit now? And every time, it doesn't even matter. Every time I come from ego, it bites me in the ass. Every single time. That's what people are figuring out about what karmic retribution is right now. Is that it's just your behavior biting you in the ass. Like when you act like a jerk, something immediately is going to show up on your radar that, and we all got to clean up our own karma, so stuff that's happening now. So that's why it's be careful, and stuff is like going to happen that isn't your fault. That isn't, you're just minding your own business and getting T-boned by drunk divers and stuff like that. Or you're just, but but what I'm seeing is that people are quickly, because everyone's getting so hasty and indignant and out of my way and all this stuff because they're fearful. That what I see is happening is that there is going to be loss of life, and there's going to be accident, and then the people are going to have to learn the hard way if they're not careful. I walk around and it's so weird because I forget all the time how old I am. Because in my mind, I'm like 15, 16, 17, 20, because I'm always, I don't know, I kind of pretty much live the same day that I did then, Mom in the other room. The circumstances are a little bit better, as the years go. That's the way, that's how my life is set up. Mom's always going to be in the other room until she's not, until the other room is in she's just around forever, or, in source. And I'm fortunate to have her. She's all I got left in the world. So when it's gonna be sweet. It's gonna be really sweet, because like when I purposely, I do everything intentionally pretty much. There's nothing I don't do without a reason. Everyone's like that. I'm just a lot more open about it. I'm not one of those that does something intentionally and then turn around and go, oh my goodness, did I do that? That was an accident. No, it wasn't. People do this stuff on no. Anyway, stupid mosquito bites. What was my train of thought derailed? Oh, is that it's really going to be sweet, because it's not going to be like it's all going to be energy. People are going to be all talking energy and stuff, and it's not going to be this women, oh, what are you having, hot flashes and all that stuff, and the commercials and all the health, the whole health industry is going to change, because it's going to go back to a holistic approach. It's going to go back holistic, and people aren't going to get sick. They're going to stay fit. They're going to get fit. They're going to stay fit, and they're going to live healthier lifestyles. And then, that is what's going to eradicate any kind of outside ick, So, it was kind of, it's so, because I see, it's like people always say, men have the same energy deficits. Men have the same, I see plenty of dudes that freaking sweat like pigs, that are my age. I don't sweat like that. I've never really been a big sweater. Even when I work out and stuff like that, I'm just not. Yeah, you put me in a freaking Mach 4 gear with a gas mask for hours, and I sweat like I can't handle. We're not gonna go there. Fuck fireworks too. By the way, did I say that? I think I'm just gonna say that in every video. And people that use fireworks, you guys need to check yourselves, because there's too many veterans with post-traumatic stress, and too many kids with that get scared, and too many dogs and animals, and there's too many people that don't like them. When you think about all the people, more people that don't like them at this point, I think. So F you firework people. It ain't that world. That world is over. Eh. You can go out in the middle of the ocean and watch it, you know, far away from everybody else and spin your... So, so I see plenty of men that are going to be okay with, you know, I'm really feeling for people that, men that don't know that they have, that like, they're a Cancer sun and they don't know that that's a feminine energy, and right now they're feeling extra emotional. And so all this, and it's also water energy, and we are 70% water, just like Mother Earth. And that is, that's a synchronicity, folks. And so with this full moon eclipse, partial solar, whatever, it is drawing, it's drawing, it's locked in on people's placements in Cancer and that home feeling, and it's drawing it out. It's literally magnetizing to this, locking into the solar eclipse, and then it's healing the stuff in, was it in Capricorn? It's a Capricorn eclipse. And because I got Capricorn in 7th and 8th. So if you've done the work, things are going to get good. Houses, 7th and 8th houses. If you haven't done the work, if you've been living in ego, here comes the karma. That's the way I see things. So the balance is made. It's set. It's already happened. We just, people can choose every day how they show up in the world to calibrate with that, you know. So people don't, that aren't ordinarily used to feeling emotions and stuff like that, and usually drink to cover them up, and get to do all the stuff that they ordinarily do for that ego, or for what, you know, that release, and they're not getting to do it. We're seeing ego fragmentation. We're seeing it all across the board. Is just these ideas. It's like people are in shock. Like, it's like everybody's at such a heightened state. If people that and the ones that aren't reacting, they're the narcissists, the psycho, the ones that everything's narcissists, psychopaths, just all that lower vibrational behavior. So either you're gonna be getting close to your heart right now, or people are gonna recognize you're just a freaking evil mofo, and you don't got no spirit. And that's okay too. You can do that's, anybody can choose their incarnation or not. I could choose to go into my ego and become an ego freaking mofo any second if I decided I just want to be a gazillionaire and money matters more than people. Well, that's not my heart space, and that really kind of crap on all the effort I've been doing the last 46 years of my life. So I'm going to go ahead and keep going in the trajectory that I'm in and stay away from those low vibrational beings, because you know that those old adages, you know, don't, you know, when someone's, don't stand too close because lightning just might strike. Yeah, stuff like that. It might not be like literally, it could be literally lightning. Might not be literally lightning. But I don't want to be around these freaking no vibers to find out. All these bureaucrats that keep, I mean, all of us poor people that just are struggling to just freaking get by, let alone freaking $1,200 payment, and they keep paying themselves $10, $12, $13, $14,000 a month to just, are people figuring it out? It's a circle of greed, and that they're both supposed to make fires on both sides to put out, so that none of the fires ever get put out. It's in every organization that has ever existed. It's like they're all made to create waste, and then we're seeing it for what it is, and then it's like, oh shit, they're showing their asses now, you know? It's just so so egos can play chess, because they got this idea of what? I got an idea of all kinds of reasons why people, the chess-minded, I played chess when I was young. That was part of my program. I was an early chess player, like 5, 4. Played cribbage, whatever you want, because I just wanted to play along, and if they taught me, I could do it, and I could. Taught myself how to ride a bike when I was 4. I didn't want to have to rely on anyone, because I knew that people were unreliable, because I was, you know, raped when I was a baby, when I was 10 months old. Other sexual abuse. I had the times where my spirit came up out of my vessel, and it came back, and And there were several times that I didn't have all aspects, and so I went down the trajectory of drinking and drug abuse and hallucinate, and that was my saving grace because it gave me perceptions outside of what everyone else is, because my life was all about perceptions that other people didn't experience. And now I'm finding out that all these people are having these same gross experiences. Also, these pervy, old, gross, white, rich dudes can play chess. You know, it's funny, the color of Cancer, even the Cancer astrological sign, is white. White is the absence of all color. You know, I'm ready for a different idea of, are we going to rebrand America? I'm ready to rebrand. More shades, brown shades, because everybody, you know, it's just all about inclusion. Hell, DT, his freaking dad was kicked out of his country for being a draft dodger, you know, and I can relate to that. I had two people, there's two people in my family line that dodged the draft in Germany. Let's see, because I did okay in my military standing, and I have a brother that's excelling in his. It's all chess. It's all chess. You know, he get, I don't even get what I deserve, and these people get 3 times what they're for playing, for just playing. I heard they were flying over the jets today because there's a National Guard unit, and that's the thing is they get to just play, and we pay for all of it. We pay for them to fly their little jets to go around and say we got to be prepared for the threat. Really? What's the threat again? Who's the threat? Because if you ask people in Iran and Iraq and other third world countries, we ain't really the freaking savior and all. I mean, they looked up and saw the USA flag dropping the bombs on them and their kids and stuff like that, just trying to, you know, provide a life for their family. You know, so it's all that karma, it's all that ego stuff, you know. But see, then they get to pay themselves so much for going in and say, "Oh, we did this for your own good." How many military brats have been punished in their life, have heard their fathers and uncles and, you know, the people in charge of them say things like, "It's for your own good." You know, that mentality, that control mentality. And all the stuff that they have you do and they control you with, they don't even do themselves. It's just a game to them. It's just, well, let's see what I can make these little puppets do. They used to pick people out of every shop and just freaking go and like have them stand out on the flight line at like 8, 9 o'clock in the morning, you know, when there is a swinging dick from a different base, you know, with his stars, you know, gauging of how important of a man he was, you know, with his stars and his shiny buttons, and, you know, wasting everybody's time. You know, he was supposed to leave at 8, but they had a late tea time, and, you know, he had to have breakfast with the boys before he flew back out to Virginia. So now it's 11, 12 o'clock, you know, it's their lunchtime, but no, he's taken off. So, because they have people just wait out there and just wave at the general. Bye, you know, wait. And dude's probably not even looking out the window, but they're wasting the valuable time of like probably 12, 14 people who were just, you know, they were just trying to go to work, but you had to sit out there and do a pony show because all the military offers, they're the ones that weren't cool enough to be in band. They weren't smart and clever, you know, except for the ones that were in the Air Force band. You know, so they weren't cool enough to be in drama, so they went the more academic way on a larger scale. So that's what everybody's seeing, that there's no left, there's no right, there's no green. There's no blue party or red party. There's no donkey or, no, they're all donkeys and they're all elephants, but it's just a certain, it's all to create cognitive dissonance, and they don't ever fix anything. They just keep making the cracks wider and more people fall through it, and then us down here in the cracks are trying to figure out how, you know, to start new lives, you know, with dodging the frickin' society because it doesn't want me to be a part of it anyway. Yeah. Frickin' A. I don't like chess anymore. It's not fun to me anymore. The new Turtle Island. Yeah, that's what I oftentimes I'll say that all in a thing. I'll be like, this brown girl's taking Turtle Island back, man. Taking it back, man. You guys had a chance to do with what they wanted, and then what they did with it got all pervy. So now I just go out in the world. I had to go get water, refill the water jug today, and I dance around, you know, I'm waiting for the water thing to fill up and stuff, and I'm just watching people. I just see two Earths. I see a Earth of fearful people with fearful. Somebody told me I need to be scared of something, so I'm gonna be scared of something. I see that Earth. I'm gonna comply. You know, and it doesn't matter what they do. They're gonna make it feel guilty about something. You could be a carrier. Shut the freaking morons, man. I don't buy it. I don't care if people think I'm a jerk. I ain't buying into it. I'll be on the side that's like, nah, not my virus. No, I'm healthy. I haven't had a cold in freaking... I've had one cold in 20 years. And I know other people like that too. So, if you don't make it a secondary, it ain't gonna be your primary. I had other notes. I think that's it. Oh, that's when I've really been, I noticed that I've been coming more into alignment the closer that we get in this eclipse, because I got Cancer in my freaking first and second house. It's my rising sign. I'm just like, I got so much Pisces and Cancer in my chart and stuff like that. That's why I mean, it's funny because I studied the wrong things, but I wasn't ready to know who I was until later. And now that I'm evolving, that's what we're supposed to do. Either you evolve more in spirit or you evolve more in ego. And what happens, the people that evolve more in ego, I challenge anyone to give me the name of somebody that is evolved in ego and advanced in life through ego that isn't one angry. You can just leave that in the comments. So I'm dropping my rocks. I'm dropping my anger. I'm just whatever, you know. Dog wakes up at 3 o'clock, gets sick in the middle of the night. Whatever, clean it up. In service and love. You know. Whatever. It's whatever I gotta do to take care of my family and my loved ones and my situation until my situation changes. Benny's got a bum ear. It's just getting rough, you know. It's just ready for that tribe to come in. And just not too much longer. Not too much longer. Things are just really uncertain. But what I do when I feel vibrations of trepidation and I know that they aren't mine, what I do is I'm grateful for the instances of Molly McCords and the Adrian Elises and the readers and the storytellers that are giving me their reports so I can listen to their reports and then put together a story like I did earlier about how America's coming into balance between her feminine, the Cancer archetype, and the masculine, this imposed ego archetype of freaking might is right bullshit with pervy Uncle Sam freaking dying off. Oh, ain't nothing more sad to see than a freaking proud old man. Oh, it's hard to see. Ugh. It's about all I got.